Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to another Wild Rift video, and in today's video I'll be playing Senna. But before getting into this video, I just quickly want to show you the end stats of the game. Don't worry, it doesn't show anywhere whether we won or we lost. I just want to show you guys something. Take a look at my damage. 56,000 damage. I was playing support Senna, and I repeat, this is on support Senna. I am gonna teach you today how you can achieve similar stats to this, because I get this almost every game, and the game that we played today was just so amazing. I mean, look at the enemy vein. Enemy had a fat vein, and I am just gonna show you how to properly build Senna, which I'm gonna do in the beginning part of the video, and exactly how to play Senna, because there are so many things that you can do to really excel your Senna game. So let's now get into how to build Senna. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's now get into how to build Senna. Sorry, that's a little awkward. Where is Senna? There she is. Okay. So about how to build Senna. They took away her core item, which is kind of sad. They took away the frost fire gauntlet. I forgot what it's called, but guys, let me tell you, it is completely fine. So the way that you build Senna, and let me tell you that my preference is to start with the Black Cleaver. In some games, I still start with a redemption, but I just feel like on Senna, I prefer to have the Black Cleaver. First of all, and this is the main reason, is in the early game, I love to have this item, the Ruby's Crystal. Now let me tell you why I actually almost always get the Ruby's Crystal first. Because on Senna, I really like to get souls, right? And in the early game, and I'll show you more about this in the gameplay part, by the way, it's not always going to be easy to gather souls, because obviously sometimes you have to go in range of the enemy to go for souls, and it allows the enemy to either all in you or to trade with you. Now what the Ruby's Crystal does, as it says, it gives you 150 bonus max health. Now in the early game, this is huge. This is absolutely huge. This is like 3 basic attacks from like almost any champion. And just having this in the early game allows you to more easily gather souls, thus making you more powerful. So that's my point of why I really like to start with this item. And just having the Black Cleaver early on Senna is honestly worth more than having a redemption. But in some games I do go for the redemption if we're against like an Alistar or something, because Alistar really likes to engage and redemption is really good against something like that. But basically 80% of the games you want to start with a Black Cleaver, and in 20% of the games redemption is going to be better to start with as your first item, if it depends on your playstyle. But this one is more damage and it provides more utility to your team. So okay, let's talk about what to go for next. So Black Cleaver is your core item. After that, make sure you get Ionian Boots of Lucidity, or no, I said make sure, but no, not always, sorry. You can get Boots of Swiftness if the enemies have champions like Singed, like Janna, champions that just have slows and they're really fast, right? Exactly, champions like Singed and Janna, champions that don't have CC, well, don't have actual CC, they only have slows. So Boots of Swiftness is going to be perfect against that, because it allows you to easily catch up to them, guys. Mercury Threads, I sometimes go for the Mercury Threads, almost never actually, but only if the enemy really has heavy CC, like Twisted Faith, you know, champions like that, you might consider getting Mercury Threads. Otherwise, the enemy can just CC you down to death, and they can just completely kill you, right? So in 70% of the games, Ionian Boots of Lucidity, 15% Boots of Swiftness if the enemy has a lot of slows. I repeat, slows. And then the other 15% Mercury Threads if they really have a lot of stuns. Or roots or anything like that. I forgot what the name is called. Enchantment. Yeah, enchantment. You want to get redemption. Redemption is just honestly the best enchantment in the game right now. Okay, so for your second item, here it gets interesting, guys. Iceborne Gauntlet. So what this does, it allows you to spam abilities, because it gives you a lot of mana, 25 ability haste, and you already have 25 ability haste, plus the Ionian Boots of Lucidity, and plus this is going to be an insane amount of ability haste. You're going to have your abilities so often, which is really good, especially that first ability. And I'll talk more about this during the gameplay part, because whenever you hit basic attacks on enemies or minions, you're going to reduce the cooldown of the first ability by 1 second as well. Now if you combine that with all the ability haste, that's where the damage comes from, guys. And I'll teach you how to abuse it in the game. So for your third item, Rapid Fire Cannon. Rapid Fire Cannon for the range, of course. And the way that you want to use it is use the range to hit the enemy, and then your first ability to get a stack, because your first ability already has huge range. When you get the rapid fire cannon, you're gonna be an absolute stacking machine. After this item in the late game, when you're at like 60 stacks, 70 stacks, you are gonna get like 10 stacks every minute. I swear to God, the amount of stacks that you're gonna be getting, the rapid fire cannon, is absolutely absurd. And for your fourth item, it's just like completely situational. You know, you're a support anyways. Support is not always gonna get a fourth item, but if you can get a fourth item, Mortal Reminder is really, really good. You don't want to go for the Cyrilda's Grudge, because first of all, you already have more than enough ability haste. Secondly, you already have an Iceborne Gauntlet to slow the enemy. So Cyrilda's Grudge is overkill. Instead, as I said, go for the Mortal Reminder. It gives you a little more attack damage and of course the Grievous Wounds, which is quite powerful, honestly. Because of your first ability and your ultimate, you can easily hit like a lot of enemies at the same time. For your last item, Guardian Angel. At this point, you are the carry of the game. If you manage to get your last item on support Senna, you are the carry of the game and you want to stay alive. And you can stay alive with the Guardian Angel, guys. Okay, on to the runes. Grasp of the Undying. This rune is completely broken on Senna, even though it got a nerf recently. You know, it deals a little less damage. It's just so good on Senna because this one allows you to go for souls. And even if the enemy hits you like once or twice to try to trade, the Grasp of the Undying is going to allow you to do a lot of burst damage to them, and it's going to heal you up. So this one is going to provide you a lot of sustain in the lane, right? To allow you to go for more souls more easily. For my second rune, I personally go for Gathering Storm, personally. What other rune could you honestly go for? I mean, just go for Gathering Storm, guys. Senna is really a late game absolute damaging bully. In the early game, you're not gonna deal damage. I mean, you are, but it's not gonna be a lot. So Brutal is never worth it. You never want to waste your rune on Brutal. Hunter Vampirism is not worth it either, because I really don't like Vampirism on Senna, because you just want to harass the enemy in the late game with your long range. You don't really want to be trading. That's why the sheer amount of late game damage from the Gathering Storm is going to be absolutely amazing. For your third rune, Conditioning. Look, Senna is a late game champion. In the early game, you just gotta chill. You just gotta chill, take some stacks from your souls and chill. You don't want to fight up until that 5-minute mark where you're gonna get that 8 armor and the 8 magic resist. That's where you're gonna start to be a little more tanky, and you're going to be able to actually fight, because you're also going to have a black cleaver, and that's the point when you get this rune where you actually start to get strong. And that's why I really love Conditioning. Also, it scales into the late game. Every 2 minutes you get 2 more armor and magic resist. You could go for Hunter Titan, but honestly, if you're against a lot of stunts and things like that, don't go for Hunter Titan, go for Conditioning and just buy the Mercury Threads, honestly. Because Conditioning is just way too good. It's way too good to not buy on Senna. For your fourth rune, Mana Flow Band. Mana Flow Band, I mean, it's not necessary. It's definitely not necessary. And I would actually only recommend this. No, I mean, it's good. It's good. But if you're a beginning Senna, definitely go for this one. But if you're perhaps a more experienced Senna, you could choose to go for a Pack Hunter. This one is just quite valuable with your ally, right? If you're playing with your ally, and it can be quite valuable because of the bonus movement speed. Hunter Genius, no, you don't need Hunter Genius. And the other one's just not really worth it. So Mana Flow Band is gonna give you like the most amount of mana you need. Thing is though, Iceborne Gauntlet already gives you some mana. That's why Mana Flow Band is a bit questionable. But yeah, you have to decide yourself for that last item. For your spells, Flash and Heal or Exhaust. I never see people use Exhaust. It can be really good, guys. Exhaust can be good against those hyper carry champions. So enough about this. Let's get into the gameplay. And sorry if I'm not editing this video. It's because literally 2 hours ago I had a walk in the dark. You can see it on my Instagram. You know, I was just like, screw it. Let's just go outside and have a walk. You know, because why the hell not? So okay, Senna, guys. I love this champion. I absolutely love this champion, and I have honestly never seen a support that can absolutely hard carry games like this. I mean, you can say that Lux could carry games, but not like Senna, guys. Not like Senna. And I'm saying carry games right now, but what I mean is just provide a lot of value. Like this game in the late game, it went like this, up and down, but just the sheer amount of damage that I did, it's just like you wouldn't call me a support anymore, honestly. So let's see how I do it. And I want to say honestly that the early game is pretty important with Senna. Not like not super important, but pretty important. And here are like look at what I'm doing here. Just look, boom. I already have two stacks already. But you can see I am basically trading off HP for stacks. And this is what you do on Senna, guys. So you're never gonna get stacks for free. Here, look. I mean, there I almost got one for free, but you're never gonna get stacks from enemy champions for free. They're almost always gonna be at least hitting you. Like, look. This was filled. This was filled for me, as you can see. Terrible, terrible, terrible for me. I did get one stack from that, but was that worth it? No. So I want you to take these lessons as well, because this is very important. This happens a lot to me when I play Senna. I try to go for stacks. This might happen to you as well. I mean, it probably does. Where you try to go for stacks and you end up taking a buttload of damage, like 50% of your HP, for just like one stack or something. Ooh, there I got 2 more stacks. Did you see how well that was done? So let me talk to you about easy ways to get stacks in the early game. First of all, hitting a basic attack from max range on an enemy, and then hitting them with your first ability. And you can extend your first ability by hitting it on a minion. Oh, this is so close. What is happening? I'm just getting my stacks up, honestly. And here I tried to flash and use my second ability, but I hit the minion. That was so sad. Actually, so sad. But yeah, I was talking about easy ways. Actually, let's take a look at what's going to happen here first before I talk. I'm here trying to confuse them with my third ability. I actually hit my root, which is amazing. Come on. Oh, I died. I got executed though. That was clean. I got executed. So I went in, I just did some damage and I got executed. So they didn't get a kill or anything like that. Okay, but what was I saying? Easy. Okay, let's get back to it. Easy ways to get our stacks. This is actually so important. So first way, basic attacking an enemy and your first ability. I explained it already. You can extend the range of your first ability through your allies or through the enemy minions. And you have to do this. This is the ultimate easy way to get stacks. Because first of all, you're going to be able to, here, look, see that? I've extended the range, you can do it through your minions as well. And this extending range is a mechanic that you have to do. You have to do it. And the other reason that it's so good is because you're going to heal yourself up when you use the first ability, right? Your first ability gives heals to you and any allies you hit. That's why this is basically the best way to get stacks in lane. Oh, let's take a look at what's gonna happen. I healed up my Lee Sin. I used my ultimate. Boom. That's all I have to say about that one. The first ability deals a lot of damage. Here, I was so greedy for the stack. Oh my god. I tried to go for the kill here before I died. I mean, I couldn't do anything else, but unfortunately... I mean, I forced her ultimate, so that was pretty good. Okay, second way to get stacks. Obviously, just hitting the enemy 2 times with a basic attack. This one I don't recommend unless you have a range advantage. If you're laning against a Braum or an Alistar, for example, but especially Braum, guys. Like, Senna is probably the hardest counter to Braum because he can't do anything against her. Against a Braum, you can literally just double basic attack him for free. Yeah, double basic attack him and he can't really do anything back. And you're gonna get a stack out of it, right? And the next way to get a stack in lane is with your second ability. Obviously, when you hit your second ability on an enemy, it's gonna root them. And when they're rooted, you can either hit a basic attack on them or your first ability for free. Here, see that? I just sneaked 2 basic attacks there and I got a stack from it, right? See, those are the things that you can do. He's coming, I'm gonna root him immediately, but the whole squad is just here. I mean, he just, like, I couldn't help anything. I couldn't do anything there. But what I can do is, of course, gather stacks. And even if it may seem like only 1 stack is not important, right? Where like sometimes you'll see me really do a lot of effort to get 1 stack. But let me tell you that it really accumulates in the late game. Like, it really matters a lot in the late game. They're so low, man. They're so low. I'm just seeing stack heaven right here, as you can see. This is literally stack heaven for me. Just getting a million stacks right here. Camille, another stack. See, all I'm doing is just gathering stacks. Yet another stack, and here the dragon as well. And by the way, when you take Dragon or Rift Herald, when you take Dragon or Rift Herald, it drops 2 stacks. Also, if the enemy takes it, so keep that in mind, right? If the enemy takes it too, it's gonna drop 2 stacks as well. So you have to take those stacks. It's literally 3 stacks. So at this point, I got 26 stacks at 6 minutes into the game. This is not bad. This is definitely not a bad number, but it's pretty good. Like, if you can get 20 stacks in 4 minutes, it's really good. I got 26 in 6 minutes. It's also good, but I really like to put my standards high when I play. But if you're a beginning Senna, then as I said, even 20 stacks at 6 minutes is pretty good. I said 4 minutes earlier, but I meant 6 minutes. Just look at this. Look at this play that I'm doing here. I'm using my first ability, basic attacks to trade, and my second ability. And you will outtrade your enemy when you play like that, especially under your turret. Let's take a look at this. Oh, close. Oh, here I got caught, actually. Vayne could have easily killed me here. I don't know why he didn't kill me. Oh, he went for the Ezreal instead. Yeah, of course. He could have easily killed me as well there. You have to be really wary of your positioning when you play Senna, guys. Because the big weakness of Senna is getting caught out. I'm going to repeat this many times throughout the video. Your biggest, like your absolute biggest weakness is getting caught out. Are they going for me? Ha! Easy escape. I have my ultimate ready as well, and they dived way too deep for me here. Should be free double kill. There it is. There it is. So, okay. The reason that you're very weak to being caught out is because you have no escapes. All you have is your second ability to root the enemy while running away. You have your third ability to run as well, but it takes a lot of time to charge it up. So in the heat of the moment where you do get caught out by an RA charm or something, you have absolutely nothing to escape. And what I want you to pay attention to as well when you play Senna is your stack count. And what I mean with stack count is not look at it every second, but look at it when you reach 20 stacks, when you reach 40 stacks, when you reach 60 stacks, those milestones. Because those milestones, like if I show you the power spike cycle of Senna, it goes like this, right? She gets stronger and stronger and book. She gets stronger and stronger and book. Stronger and stronger and book. And these books, they're when you reach a 20 stack milestone. Because at that point, you're gonna get bonus crit. You're gonna get 20% bonus crit and some other bonuses. I'm not exactly sure right now anymore what it is, because I have my head on a lot of stuff. But you basically get big bonuses. And just look at, like, did you see that I was actually trading almost evenly with the Vayne, which is the enemy ADC, and I'm the support. And the reason for that is because I have crits, you know, those crits really hurt the enemy, and I have a pretty long range. And this, oh, you get range. Yeah, you get the range. Sorry, that's the thing that you get. Here, I'm just guaranteed that. They used their ultimates on me, Vayne and Camille ultimate. Like, as I said, getting caught out, you really cannot do anything. And right there, I couldn't do anything. There was just a random Camille coming out of nowhere. I literally could not have done anything there. You're just dead in a situation like that. Yeah, like, it is what it is, really. Like, you can see here, they just kill all of us for free. And I can't do anything. I cannot do anything for my team in a situation like this. Senna is not meant to be able to deal with this, guys. So if you are playing against a Senna, she's very weak against ganks, I would say, and against being caught out. So you should really, like, catch her out, gank her, things like that, right? Yeah, that we just lost the tower. It is what it is, right? It's okay. Like, as I said, Senna becomes so damn powerful in the late game. All you gotta do is just focus on stacks in the early game. So besides all the ways that I explained to you how to get stacks from enemies, let's now talk about how to passively get stacks. Passively as in not from enemies. I like to call it passively. I know it's not exactly what it means, but let me explain. So what it means is, what I mean with it is taking stacks from minions. So you don't want to last hit minions yourself. You want to let your allies last hit any minions, right? That would be the best. It's going to give you the biggest chance to get minions when your allies last hit the minions. So here you can see he last hit a minion. There's one right there. Oh. And by the way, another thing that I have here, like, you can look at how I'm fighting in this mid-game team fight. Honestly, I am not looking to take down a target. I am just looking for stacks. Oh, here I got caught out. You can see nothing. You cannot do anything. So, okay. How do you fight with Senna? In the early and mid game, Senna doesn't do a lot of damage. So what you wanna do in fights, and this takes quite a bit of skill, honestly. This, like what I'm gonna explain to you right now, is quite advanced. If you really wanna maximize the potential of Senna during those early and mid game team fights, instead of just trying to take down one enemy, right? Like just trying to help your team take down one enemy, you wanna be trying to get as many stacks as possible. And you can do that with your basic attacks: first ability, second ability, and ultimate. I have had team... Oh. I do not pick perfect games, guys. I do not pick perfect games for my videos. This game is so good because it really shows you how hard you get punished as a Senna if you position like an idiot. I just died 3 times in like, what, 2.5 minutes? And every single death was because of my positioning, guys. Can you, like, are you guys seeing this? Learn from my mistakes, guys. Absolutely, like, absolute disastrous deaths, honestly. I just, like, I could have been at 70 stacks at this point, but I just kept dying and dying, and we lost a dragon because of me. I shouldn't be the initiator in a bush, right? But yeah, you know, we all make mistakes. But in this game, I was actually thinking, right, after all those mistakes, I actually learned from my mistakes, and my positioning became way better in the late game. And you'll see, like, and I'll teach you how you can actually get it better. What was I saying? Yeah, so during team fights, focus on stacks. I've literally had team fights where I got like 8 stacks or even 10 stacks in a single team fight. You might not believe that's true, but it is. You can get way more stacks than you think in team fights, guys. Way more. Way more, way more, way more. It's absurd. Here, let's take a look at it again. I hit the Pantheon. I see the Vayne. I go for the Vayne. I'm just trying to get as many stacks as possible, honestly. This was just a small skirmish, not an all-in fight. But I'm just always looking for free stacks. Yeah, I got a stack on the Vayne yet again. Oh, and I got caught out. Yeah, I got caught out yet again. It's just every time I get caught out. It's actually so sad to see. Actually sad to see. But it's really good for you guys because, like, this really Jesus Christ, emphasizes. You know what I mean. This really, there's an easy word for it. This really highlights how important it is to position correctly. Jesus, man, English, my third language, not always good for me, huh? But okay. So, what was I talking about? Man, I just lost the whole storyline. I forgot. Okay, let's talk about the third ability, because this is an ability that is perhaps a bit underwhelming if not used correctly. And I don't use it a lot either, and I should use it more often. But let me explain ways that you can use the third ability. The first way is to disorient the enemy. And the way that you do that is in team fights. In team fights, use your third ability on your entire team. What this is gonna do, it's gonna make them walking scoundrels, and the enemies cannot distinguish them from each other, right? The enemies cannot distinguish them from each other. So they won't know who is the Ezreal or who is the Garen. So, and that's what actually makes it pretty good. It's like Wukong's second ability, right? I got caught out again, by the way, by the Vayne. I have 7 deaths already. But it's okay, my team kinda... I did pretty well in this fight, but my team really got my back here. The next way to use your third ability is if you went back with your ADC, with your Dragon Laner, and you want to get back to your tower, just use the third ability, because it gives you 20% bonus movement speed, right? So it's gonna allow you to get back to lane faster. Or if you want to roam around, if you want to roam to the mid lane with your Dragon Laner, or alone even, use your third ability. You can roam really fast with it, right? Because it gives you the bonus movement speed. Another way to do it, another way to use the third ability is to try to surprise an enemy. So if your jungler is ganking your lane, this is also quite advanced. So your jungler comes up from behind. How do I show this to you? So your jungler, okay, the left corner of my camera, this. Take this as a point, okay? This corner. So your jungler comes from here. See where the Lee Sin is? Right there. And he comes from behind the turret here. What you can do is you walk back, use your third ability, just pretend as if you're the one that's trying to deal damage. and then the Lee Sin follows. And when he does that, enemies will not know that the Lee Sin is there. Because in the middle of your third ability, he's gonna be invisible. So then you walk close to the enemy, and boom, your Lee Sin ganks them. These are some really advanced strategies, but this can do absolute wonders for you guys. The enemies will never see this coming. So let's take a look at this fight. I'm just taking some distance. I got the Ari right there. With my root, easy peasy kill. And here, you know, getting stacks. The enemies are all very low. This is just a perfect opportunity for me to accumulate stacks. Boom, stack. Boom, another stack. Just like I got like 8 stacks during that fight. I counted. I think it was like 8 stacks in like half a minute, right? And I could have done better. I could have done it better actually. At this point, I have 80 stacks, guys. 84 stacks. And honestly, when you reach the point of having 60 stacks on Senna, that's where her turning point is. That's where instead of becoming stronger like this, she becomes stronger like this. And what I mean with that is she becomes way stronger in the late game. Way stronger. And the later you get in the game, the better it gets. And when it gets to the point of like 100 stacks, it should be like almost impossible for the enemies to win, because you're basically a walking turret. The range that you have when you have 100 stacks is long. I think it's longer than a turret. And if you have a rapid fire cannon, it's probably even longer than what? Like, you know what I'm talking about. But I got caught out again. Did you see how easily I took half my HP's damage right there? I got caught out, that's why. So take a look at my positioning now. I flash out, which is really, really good. And what I'm doing here, this is what you want to do. Just stay back and just try, you know, stay back. Oh no, the vein, look at the vein. Even though I flashed really well, just their vein is just so strong right now. Oh, a fat vein, man. By the way, Senna is a pretty hard counter to Vayne, if you didn't know already. Because in the late game, you can actually outrange the Vayne. But if you play her like I did right here, you're obviously still gonna get killed. You just don't want to get caught by the Vayne. See, the thing is, Senna actually really hard counters Vayne. Because your second ability, when you catch Vayne, your team can completely demolish her. Your basic attacks can easily outrange her, so you can poke her. Your first ability is really good for poke. Basically, you can outrange Vayne and outdamage her in the late game in the short trades. So let's see what's actually gonna happen in the late game. This was really bad for us. This was really, really bad for us. Like, up until now, I really didn't do that well on Senna, and I want to highlight that to you guys too, because this actually happens quite often in my Senna games, where honestly, I just don't do too good in the early game. It's always my late game Senna that's amazing, but my early game Senna is never really amazing. Oh, just look at that damage though. She was focusing on my Azrael, and you can see that at 90 stacks, you are gonna start to actually trade effectively against the enemy ADC. Oh no. What's gonna happen? Yeah, 4 people. I got caught again. 9 deaths. This is the 9th death, guys. How crazy is that? When am I gonna deal the 55k of damage, right? That's the question that you're asking right now. When is he gonna deal the 55,000 damage? What the hell is this? Like, what? 55k damage? Up until now, I probably dealt like 15k damage, honestly. Probably like, so not that much. Oh, by the way, you don't want to be building any crit items on Senna. Only rapid fire cannon is more than enough, because, as I said, physical vamp is not worth on Senna. It's just, so you want to leave the crit chance up till you're passive. You don't want to buy items for it. Just rapid fire cannon for the range. After that, no more crit items at all. Infinity Edge is not worth it either, because your crits already deal 50% less damage. So the passive of the Infinity Edge is just not worth it, guys. Just buy a Mortal Reminder. As I said, Mortal Reminder is the best. He just stole the Baron. That's so amazing. They're all so low, man. They got our Lee Sin though, but they're pretty low. He flashed over the wall. Look at that damage. Look at that damage. Look at my range. Look at this range. Oh my god, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Here's where the Here's where the damage starts. Did you see that? Did you see that? How much damage it was? Elder dragon tavşanı maçta maşallah maçta. Yes, I wanna be legendary this game, so let's take the Elder Dragon. Please. Aurelia they actually did pretty well in this game as well. But the game is not the game is not over here. Because the enemy has a fat vein, guys. And against the fat vein, you should never think that the game is over. Even if you have the Elder Dragon. Trust me, guys. You have to trust me in this one. A vein can always carry the game. Vayne can always carry the game. Repeat after me. Right now, behind your screen. Vayne can always carry the game. Oh, man. I have 102 stacks. And I'm gonna get way more in this game. It's crazy. Like, from here on, it's just pure entertainment, the game. It's just absolute pure entertainment. And this game was just an absolute gem for YouTube. And I'm really happy on making it. Look at that damage. Look at that damage. Alright, this is late game Senna. We have now entered the absolute late game Senna. Well, there is actually like the true absolute late game Senna, which is the Senna that I'm gonna reach in a few minutes, which is Senna with like 120 plus stacks. You're almost never gonna get that, by the way. It's just sometimes gonna happen. But you can actually reach 80 stacks in every game, I would say. 60, 70, 80 stacks is doable every game, I would say, actually. So keep that in mind. But over 100 stacks is not realistic every game. It can only happen if you like get stacks very well, right? Like if you're playing like me right now. I died 9 times though, but I was just getting stacks very, very well in this game, which allowed me to get a lot of stacks. Thus allowed me to have 112 stacks right now. So let me teach you another thing. When the enemy takes your inhibitor turret, you are gonna get more stacks as well. Because the front minion is gonna turn into I don't know what that minion is called. The front minion is gonna turn into the big minion, and that minion is also gonna drop a soul. I got caught out again. Jesus, man, what is this? I got caught out again. I rooted them. Look at how strong the root is in the late game as well, guys. The 2-second root is insane in the late game. It's really, really powerful. I used my ult here for him to escape. He kind of wanted... I should have probably tanked the turret. Yeah, I should have tanked the turret here to save him. I mean, using my ult was fine, but I should have definitely tanked the turret. Yeah, like, I'm here taking the farm, but I should have actually let my teammates take the farm. Because as you can see, when he takes the farm, I get the souls. And now you can see, inhibitor waves gives you a buttload of souls. Because they have a lot of the boosted minions, the big minions, right? And... if you just stand next to your ally who's clearing the wave, you're going to be getting 2 to 3 souls every wave. Every wave. Maybe even 4. So keep that in mind. You really want to be next to those waves when they're taken. Here, take a look at this. This wave has 3 big minions. 3. So that's 3 guaranteed souls for me if the Ezreal takes it. Here I get a little mad because no one is taking them. I don't want to lose the 120 gold. But here, look. Look at this. Look at easy souls. In this 25-second period, come on guys, take the minions. In this 25-second period, I got 6 souls. And even in the late game, it matters. You want to get those souls in the late game as well. Because every soul gives you 1 attack damage. And of course, when you reach those milestones, you're gonna get the range. And that's basically the main reason that you're doing it, for the range. Like, look at my range. Look at my range. I am literally a walking turret right now. With even more range than a turret. Yeah, here I was actually pretty mad at my team because they just gave them the turret for free. And now I'm gonna get a Mortal Reminder. Oh, he's fighting. Why do you fight, man? And right now, just stay back. I have to maintain my distance and just go on the Vayne. Here, see that? That's what you do. In the super late game, in team fights, you don't want to focus on stacks anymore. You just want to kill who you have to kill, right? Which in this case is the Vayne. Vayne is their main carry, so I have to kill Vayne. Look at the damage. Look at the damage. I got caught. Pfft. What is that? Absolute late game Senna, guys. 143 stacks. That is the amount of damage that you're going to be dealing from such a long range as well. That's the power of Senna, guys. The range. It's not the damage. It's the range that allows you to deal this amount of damage. Because you can deal so many basic attacks. Like, look, I'm just so far away from her that it's okay for me to trade with her anyways. That's why you can actually do so much damage on Senna. Even in, like, yeah, just deal so much damage. And I cannot believe that this video is almost 40 minutes long. That's crazy. Damn. I mean, this was a really enjoyable video to make, and I hope Emerald too. This was in the beginning of the season, by the way. I'm almost Diamond 2 right now. So yeah, here you can see it again. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. And oh, my camera quality is bad, but it's okay. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye.